prepared. Right now I'm a little nervous, so we'll just take it as it goes. Let's start with Jaya Mother. Is it on screen? Yes. I already see some people staring at me. Please don't. Let's go. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gunjana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodhanandana Vraja Jananandan Yashodhanandana Vraja Jananandana Yashodhanandana Vraja Jananandan Yashodhanandana Vraja Jananandana Yamuna Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 begin with Mangalasharam prayers. Om auspiciousness. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Chakshurutami Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaः. Shri Chaitanya Vishtam Sthapitam Bhutale Swayam Prakayanam Swavadantam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupa Sarajatam Sarvana Raghunatha Tam Sajivam Sadhaitam Sadhutam Parinasya Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sarvana Lalita Shri Vishakha Bhushancha He Krishna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Radha Namaste Taptakancha Gaurani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwanusute Devi Pranami Hari Krishna Sindhu Devacha Patitana Vaishnavyo Namo Namah Namo Ishvara Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prasharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vashaka Jishari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, today is the first Sunday of 2025. I thought, what better way to begin this year with one of the most important shlokas in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 18.6. So the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So this slide, I'll just quickly recite this one just by myself. I want to tie up the preceding two verses with this and then get closely to discuss the details of the 18.6 a little further, and then we can all decide together. Alright? Manmana bhav madbhakto Madhyajiman namaskuru Mamevashi satyam te Patijana priyosime. So, the two preceding verses are 18.63 and 18.64. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because these two verses are, they tie along very nicely with 18.65, which is the topic of discussion tonight. Okay. So we'll very quickly, in a few minutes, go over 18.3 and 18.64. 18.63. Iti te myam akhyatam Guyyatanam maya Vimrashyatad asheshena Yadechasi tatha kuru. So iti te jnanam akhyatam. So Krishna says, I explained to you the knowledge. Guyyataram maya. Still more confidential knowledge also I have given you. Vimras yaitat asheshena. Deliberate on the story, contemplate on it, think about it thoroughly. And yadechasi tatha kuru. Then do what you want to do. Do what you think is best to do. Okay? So Krishna tells Arjuna devotees that you take a decision thoroughly based on how you contemplate what I have told you. Whatever you think is best, you do it. He has told Arjuna that he won't interfere with Arjuna's decisions. And similarly, when we are guiding devotees on this path, on the spiritual path of consciousness, Krishna consciousness, we must also follow the same. You must guide them, you must pray for them, you must motivate them and train them. At the same time, you should not micromanage them. It happens, right? We devotees come to the temple or we want to often go overboard. That is not what we should do. Should not micromanage them whatsoever and always give them their independence. Right? Very important. And Krishna also says the same thing to Arjuna. So Krishna is telling Arjuna basically do what you feel is right, and Krishna will never interfere with his independence. If Krishna wants, he can easily hypnotize Arjuna. If Krishna wants, he can easily hypnotize Arjuna, or just have him do whatever Krishna thinks is best for Arjuna. Right? But he doesn't want to do that. He just says, just do whatever you feel is right. We are not machines, devotees. Right? Krishna has given us this minute independence, free will, and that is our eternal right. It is our eternal right to have that free independence. And that's our property, eternal property. Krishna does not interfere with that. So that is kind of setting the scene for 18.65. We'll also discuss 18.64 very briefly. So 18.64. Sarva guhya tamam guhya Shrunu me paramam vacha Ishtosi me dhadidam iti Tato vakshami he se hitam. So sarva guhyatam, right? That is the most confidential knowledge. So Krishna has given Arjuna has given him the confidential knowledge, has given him the more confidential knowledge. Now he gives him the most confidential knowledge, and we'll get into why he is giving him the most confidential knowledge. Okay? And he's telling Arjuna, you do these instructions, these are supreme instructions. Paramam vacha. Right? Why is Krishna doing this? Most confidential, telling him this, right? Because he says, Ishto Sivmi Dridam Iti. Your mind, I am yours, and you believe in my authority. You have faith in my authority. That's why I am giving this. Tato Vakshami Tehitam. Right? I have told you this, I am giving you this. Why? Because you are mine, I am yours, and you have faith in my authority, and I am speaking this to help you benefit from this. I am telling you for your benefit. So, like I said in 18.63, Krishna tells Arjuna, I have given you everything. I have given you all the knowledge that you need, and you can do whatever you think is best. I told you what is right, and I told you what is wrong. I told you what will happen if you do this. I told you what will happen if you do the other way, right? So Arjuna at this point gets into some contemplation. He gets into some deliberation. He is perplexed, worried, and a little morose because he doesn't understand what to do. Totally confused. So seeing him in this condition, Krishna's heart melts. Water-like heart melts, and tells, okay, I will help you with the most confidential knowledge. I gave you something and I'll give you more now. Okay. So this is 64, 65 and 66. Technically, not technically, but otherwise, the instruction in the Bhagavad Gita could have ended at 62. Right? But seeing Arjuna's conditions, seeing Arjuna's worry, his perplexity and confusion, Krishna being his dear friend, tells him, I'll go beyond this and I'll give you more. So 6.4, he says that, and 6.5 is what we are going to discuss. So just like we advise someone, like I said in this also, someone who's an acquaintance, someone who is just crossing our paths, talks to us nicely, etc., but is not a confidant. Is somewhat, getting to know us, etc. We are guarded, the person is guarded, always. And you see this. No one just suddenly becomes close. No one suddenly becomes close. You can can give that person, that devotee, your advice, your opinions. But someone who becomes very close friend of yours, close devotee of yours, very intimate, then the guard slowly is gone from your end, from his end or her end. Then what happens is an intimate relation develops, and you start commanding respect. You start commanding the authority. You don't want the authority, but you command, you don't demand it. You get the authority, right? So he's becoming a solo, he or she is slowly becoming a confidant, right? Yours is becoming yours. At that point, we can use this. We can use that. We ourselves can use that. Right? You like me or not, I like you or not, and you have faith in my authority. Right? So now on the other hand, if the relation is very formal, and this happens sometimes, we stop it. In the relationship of a spiritual master and a guru also, it happens. Some disciples in the relationship of a spiritual master and a Maharaj and a disciple also this happens. There are some disciples who are so in the relationship of a spiritual master, like I said, and a disciple also this happens. There are some who are very surrendered, and there are some who may be mildly surrendered, right? And similarly, the reciprocation happens from the spiritual master also. Not that the spiritual master holds back any guidance or any advice. The more you surrender, the more reciprocation you get, and it is very true. And it is the same case with Krishna also. Krishna also, who is the Lord of all living beings, with him the degree of surrender might be different. All devotees surrender differently. Some to the highest extent, some to different extent. And likewise, Krishna also reciprocates in the same way. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tas tathaiva bhajamyaham. Right? For pure devotees, Krishna will always reciprocate with those. Right? That's how he will reciprocate. So Krishna also tells Arjuna here that I'll help you make this decision. Just like a child, when he or she is very young, the parents guide them. But as they grow, the parents want them to mature and start their decisions. But the child gets suddenly confused, these teenage years, etc., etc. They suddenly the freedom, and if they're protected, if they're very protected in early childhood, they're not ready to come out of the nest. So that's why for those kids also, the parents take decisions. And there is the case with Krishna also, Krishna and Arjuna. So when devotees are completely surrendered, or exalted devotees or pure devotees like Sant Tukaram, Narsimha Mehta or our own Prabhupada, the Lord extends himself. He doesn't stop at HG. He doesn't stop at that. But in all other cases, Krishna tells that do what you feel is correct. Right? So this leads us to the final instructions of Krishna, which is 18.65 and 18.66. We'll just go over 18.66 if time permits. Otherwise, we'll focus on 18.65, which is the discussion that I have planned for tonight. Okay. At this point, we can recite all together. Manmana bhavat Madhyaji mam namaskuru Mame vashyasita satyam te Pratijana priyosime. Anyone else from the Mata would like to recite this? Manmana bhakto Madhyaji mam namaskuru Mame vashyasite Pratijana priyosime. Manmana bhakto Madhyaji mam namaskuru Mame Mamev Satyante Pratyayate. So man manabhav mad bhakto, always think of me. Sorry, before that, I'm sorry. We'll go with synonyms and the translation and also the man manaha, think of me. Bhava, just become. Mad bhakta, my devotee. Mad yaji, my worshipper. Mam unto me. Namaskuru, offer your obeisances. Mam unto. Eva certainly. Ishyasi, you will come. Satyam truly. Te, to you. Prati jane, I promise. Priya dear. Asi, you are. Me, to me. Think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fear. I promise you this because you are my dear friend. The purport is the most confident part of knowledge is that one should become a pure devotee of Krishna and always think of him and act for him. One should not become an official. Life should be so molded that one will always have a chance to think of Krishna. One should always act in such a way that all his daily activities are in connection with Krishna. He should arrange his life in such a way that throughout the 24 hours he cannot but think of Krishna. And the Lord's promise that everyone who is in such pure consciousness will certainly return to the abode of Krishna, where he will be engaged in the association of Krishna face to face. This most confidential part of knowledge is spoken to Arjuna because he is the dear friend of Krishna. Everyone who follows the path of Arjuna can become a dear friend of Krishna and obtain the same perfection as Arjuna. These words stress the trait his mind upon Krishna, the very form with two hands carrying a flute, the bluish boy with a beautiful face and peacock feathers in his hair. These are descriptions of Krishna found in the Brahma Samhita and other literatures. One should fix his mind on this original form of Godhead Krishna, divert his attention to other forms of the Lord. The Lord has multi-forms, Vishnu, Narayan, Ram, Vara, etc. But a devotee should concentrate his mind on the form that was present before Arjuna. Concentration of the mind on the form of Krishna constitutes the most confidential part of knowledge, and this is disclosed to Arjuna because Arjuna is the most dear friend of Krishna. Alright. So, man manabhav mad bhakto. First line, man manabhav mad bhakto. Always think of me, become my devotee. Madhyaji mam namaskuru, worship me and offer homage unto me. Offer your homage to me. Mam eva shasi satyam te. Thus you will come to me without fear. And prati jane, you will say, I promise you this because you are your friend. So, dear devotees, thinking of Krishna is not merely an exercise for the brain, for the mind. It is just not an exercise. It is not like a machine, right, that you put in a loop, like programming. You write a program. If you write a program, that program. It's not an exercise to the mind. It's not an exercise. It's not like a loop, like I was saying. It's not like a loop in a program. It just keeps on repeating. It's not that. It's not a mechanical process. If I hold it here, it's okay.
Somebody's phone is interfering.
No, I think I speak loud enough. It's okay. I change this one.
Without cable.
The mix.
sir.
She will also.
So anyway, like I said, sorry for the repetition, but to carry on with the momentum. So thinking about Krishna, one mana is not like an exercise. It's not like you bring the program, like I just said. It's not like a mechanical process. It's not an automated process. It's not memorizing some lines. It's not memorizing some theorems. Right? I remember a very silly example. I must give you this because very important. When I was in 10th grade, is in India, there are certain questions. I'm sure it is here also. Questions will be, and those questions get certain marks. Right? So there used to be something called as Ohm's law in physics. Ohm's law. At Ohm's law, the teacher in our class, the class teacher used to have repeated, like after prayers, the first thing is reset Ohm's law. Every day, just reset Ohm's law. So that Ohm's law, sometimes it just came in my dream also, Ohm's law. So I was telling my daughter this morning that I'll go and reset Ohm's law. But she said, no, daddy. Right? So that is an exercise, right? You just memorize, you memorize, you spit it out. Right? That is not one mana. Right? One may think because I have this good memory, sometimes people think they have good memories. And they think that I can remember Krishna by 24/7. And that is actually not the case. So, remembering Krishna is not remembering Krishna is the natural state of soul, is the natural state. Anything otherwise is unnatural. Remembering him always is unnatural. Krishna answers this in Bhagavad Gita 15.7 also. Mamai Vamsho Jiro Loke Jiro Loka Sanatana. Eva Ansh. Mamai. Mum Eva Ansh. Right? That you are part and eternal fragmentary part and parcels of me. Right? All jivas. So like the mother, and this is more on the worldly platform, on the material platform, she doesn't feel obligated to feed the child. She doesn't. It's a natural instinct. And the natural instinct of soul is to think about Krishna, is to remember Krishna. But we are all dependent on Krishna, we don't realize that. Because we are so engulfed, we are so much taken away by Maya and this worldly matters. But that is our natural state. And we're just contaminated. We're just illusioned by mind. That's why we cannot remember Krishna all the time. So, however, still, it remains the fact, and it's very necessary that we need to revive it. That's why Prabhupada established so many temples to revive Krishna consciousness. Devotee association that we get, right? The services that we do. We have not forgotten this. The purpose of this is to revive our lost Krishna consciousness. So, mana, we understand to be conscious of Krishna or to remember Krishna 24/7. Understood, right? We understood that. But how do we do it? Very important. So, if we use this statement, it's given by Sri Ramanujacharya, right? We can immerse our mind into the 7 oceans of what Sri Ramanujacharya is mentioning. We can also, repeat. Mai apara karunya saushilya saundarya. Madhurya gambhirya. Audarya vatsalya. Jaladhau nivishtham bhava. I may not have gotten the meaning of the tune right, but the meaning is very beautiful. Mai apara. So apara means unlimited, right? Jaladhu means it's ocean, and nivishta bhava is to immerse oneself into these 7 oceans that are mentioned here. So karunya, many of us, you all know, is the ocean of compassion. Saushilya is the ocean of good character. Saundarya is the ocean of beauty. Madhurya is the ocean of sweetness. Now, there are some people who are very beautiful, some men are very handsome, some women are very beautiful, but they may not be very sweet. They may be harsh. At least, beautiful face, but no problem. They're very harsh that the language can hurt. But our dear Sri Krishna is not that. Right? Epitome of sweetness. Epitome of sweetness. Right? So Gambhira, yes. So Gambhira is, although Krishna is a very sweet and loving word, he can also become great. He can also become very serious. He will do silly tricks with Gopas, but he is really yet very sweet love. Okay? Audarya. Krishna is extremely jealous. Whenever. I told you, right? Everyone is staring at me and I'm looking at them. I feel a little nervous. But anyway, Audarya's meaning is jealous. Audarya's meaning is Krishna is extremely benevolent. Benevolent means he is extremely jealous. Okay, Vatsalya, deep affection, motherly affection. Okay, but he is very sweet. Madhuradhipate akhilam madhuram. Shivallabhacharya is mentioning Krishna is very sweet, very sweet. So this is what mana means, right? Immersing ourselves into the 7 oceans, bathing in these 7 oceans of Krishna's qualities. These all are of Krishna. Now all of these qualities of devotees are mentioned in some way or the other in Srimad Bhagavatam. His good character, his compassion, his generosity, his loving nature, his sweetness, his seriousness, etc., etc. And his Vatsalya, all of it is mentioned. Now we come to Manmana is done. We understood this Manmana. Bhavam Manmana Madbhakti, right? So that we have to understand. So if we all the time think about Krishna, immerse ourselves in these 7 oceans that I just mentioned, then why do we need to become Krishna conscious devotees? Why do we have to become Krishna's devotees? So Krishna says, Krishna explains also to Arjuna, is favorable Krishna consciousness. Right? Even Kamsa thought about Krishna all the time. As soon as he heard the Akashvani, he was scared to death. He always thought about, I need to get this child, I need to get this child. Right? So he was also meditating. Shishupal was also thinking about Krishna all the time. Who else? Hiranyakashipu was thinking about Krishna all the time. Right? Hiranyakashipu was also thinking. So these are all unfavorable Manmana. Unfavorable. But what is favorable? We have to see. As stated by Srila Rupa Goswami in the Nectar of Devotion, the definition of Uttama Bhakti. Right? You can all repeat after me also if you want. Anna Vilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadhinavritam Anukulena Krishnanu Bhakti Uttama. When first class devotional service develops, one must be devoid of all material desires. Knowledge obtained by monastic philosophy and fruitive action. The devotee must constantly serve Krishna very favorably. Right? Favorably is the key word here. So Devaki's Manmana was not like Kamsa, was not like Shishupal, was not like Hiranyakashipu. She always thought about Krishna with lot of affection, with lot of love. That is Manmana, favorable Manmana is what is important here. With no negative emotions, only positive emotions, with love, affection. And one way we can do this is simply dovetailing. The simple way of doing this is dovetailing our activities in our day-to-day lives in Krishna consciousness. Right? And one may ask, how do we dovetail? So these are some possible ways of dovetailing it. Doing anything for him, right? Doing anything for Krishna is dovetailing your energy, your activities toward it. We come to the temple, we do some seva, we clean the temple. It is totally energy. So it's just not one mana, just doesn't mean that you personality Krishna. Anything you do, any service you do towards him is also remembering him. Right? The management of the temple manages the temple. So they are extending their service, totaling their energy towards managing the temple. We clean, we cook, we offer, we serve prasadam, we cook bhoga, right? We cook naivedya, like that. So that is doubling our energies, and that is favorable Krishna consciousness. So that is how we can, that is favorable, now some may say that I cannot come to the temple often. But if you think that the home that you live in, and you have Radha Krishna there, you have Krishna, you have Gauramadai there, and you are serving them, you think that your home is Krishna home, that is favorable also. If you think that your child may be biologically yours, your child may be biologically yours, it is Krishna's child. They are all part and parcels of Krishna. If you think that, then that is also favorable. If you think your husband, your wife, spouse, whatever it is, right, that is all, and you serve them, that is also very favorable. In the summers, right, in the temple, it is so hot. It's very hot. You switch on a fan, and that fan, if someone has forgotten, you go and switch on the fan, and it gives him comfort. That is favorable. Remembering him. In the winters, now it's so cold. In the night, after Shayan, Mata is to put a shawl around him or some woolen blanket or whatever it is. We are thinking of his comfort. So he's thinking about him in a very favorable way. And that is how we should doubt it. We should think like that. And if it is not coming naturally, we develop these qualities. So I wanted to tie this back all to Manmana, right? And that is why there is a very famous prayer. This is in Padyavali, and I said, I don't have a good voice, and I don't sing very well, but this is a very beautiful prayer, and we can all sing this together. Okay. Bhandire Shashikanda Mandavara Shri Shashikanda Mandavara Shri Khanda Littanga He Vrindaranya Purandara Sparudaman Delivara Shamala Kalindi Priyananda Nanda Parananda Ravindeshana Shri Govinda Kunda Sundaratano Dinamanandaya. So I may have not recited it very well, but if you really listen to this from any of our younger devotees who sing very well, it's a very beautiful prayer. Very, very beautiful prayer. Bhandi, Bhandir one in 12 ones in Vrindavan. Oh Master, Bhandi, Shashikanda Mandalavara, Sri Khanda Lipanga He. Right? So, oh Master, peacock feathers. Oh Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose limbs are joined with sandalwood paste, chandan, right? Eaten chandan. So think about it. It's very beautiful. You have to be at peace, calm. Sometimes in the asana maybe you will not be able to meditate. But when you sing this, it's very beautiful. Right? Vrindaranya Purandara Spuraman Delivara Shamala. O King of Vrindavan, whose dark complexion is like a splendid blue lotus flower. Then Kalindi Priya Nandana Paranandana Kalindi Priya Nandana Parananda Ravindeshana. So Kalindi Priya. Kalindi Priya is Yamuna, oh fond of Yamuna. So Yamuna is fond of Krishna, Krishna is fond of Yamuna. Oh son of Nanda, filled with transcendental bliss. Aravindekshana both side. Right? Sri Govinda Mukunda Sundara Tano Mama Dinam. So, O Sri Govinda, O Mukunda, O Sundara Tanu, O handsome one. Right? To me, who may be very poor, we may be very poor and please, I may be very poor and but please give me transcendent bliss. So when you meditate on such prayers, and that's why we have such beautiful prayers, right, in a Padyanjali or even otherwise, and there's very deep meaning. And this can engage us in some favorable remembrance of Krishna. So before we move on to the next slide, which is Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. Let's understand that. Please understand that Man Mana is internal. It is subtle. Man Mana. Remembering is internal. Right? Bhagavat Bhakto is also internal. It is subtle. Right? But Madhyaji is external. It is not subtle. It's external. Right? And Mam Namaskuru. Right? You are using the gross body for this. You are using the external body. What is Madhyaji? Worship. Namaste. Namaskar. Mavinda. Right? Is you are doing it externally. And Mam Namaskuru. Right? That means you are doing Dandavat. Right? You are doing it externally. So both of these also can be done internally. You see, we have heard that mentally someone who is not able to physically do Dandavat or not able to physically bow, prayer like that, they do it mentally. They offer deep mentally, etc., etc., etc. But generally, we bow down, we do Dandavats, we are listening. So bhakti is just not emotional or internal. It is also done with actions, right? Internal and actions. Which is all the Ram Lakshman Bhagavan ji ki jai. So bhakti and devotee is not only devotion, it is devotion plus service. Devotional service. Bhakti is devotional service. That is Bhakti Yoga, where you offer both your subtle mind, your subtle body, and your gross body, and your 4 parts, like I said, 4 parts. Right? And what are those? Man Mana, Bhavavat Bhakti, Madhyaji, Mam Namaskar. These 4 things you offer. And Krishna says, will come back to me. That is my promise to you. So Bhakti, devotional service, will purify anyone, anywhere. There is no Brahmana Krishna will fail upon, or no Vaishya, or no Shudra, or no Kshatriya. Bhakti is common. Bhakti is for everyone. Anyone can do it, irrespective of where they are in their right? Anyone can do pure devotional service. So now, Madhyaji, right? We offer Naivedya, we offer Pushpam, we offer incense, Deep, etc. The incense. And Mam Namaskar. So Mam Namaskar is nothing but we offer Dandavats. Dandavats meaning Prabhu's do Dandavats, Mataji's do half Dandavats. Anyone who cannot do the Dandavats for whatever reason, I am not able to do because of energy. I try. Sometimes I try, otherwise I just bow. But at least so we offer these 4 things. Actually, Bhakti is just not offering these internally, right, and externally. Bhakti is offering one. We offer ourselves to Krishna. That is Bhakti. The whole goal is to offer ourselves. We're using this, devotion, but actually, what is Bhakti? We offer ourselves in entirety, our entire samarpana, surrender. Krishna wants to be with us. We want to be with Krishna. And Bhakti Yoga is that vehicle. Bhakti Yoga is that vehicle that will take us to Krishna. Man Manava, Madhyaji, Man Namaskar. And then again, now after that, what does Krishna say? We looked at this. Now what does Krishna say finally? Once you have done this, you've done these 4 things, right? Now is the time. Mam Eva Satyate. you will come back to me without fail. You do these 4 things, you will come back to me with 100% you will come back to me. And Prati Jane, I am promising you this. Why am I promising you this? Because you are my dear friend. And we can be dear friends like Arjuna to Krishna also. So this is in essence what 18.65 is about. I also wanted to
605.
605 already? Yeah, okay. Now for many of you, I am like a little bit on the block. Many of you are seniors in this moment. Many of you have been practicing for many more years than myself. And the thing is better than me. But I just want to still, ask this silly rigorous question, right? And please don't mind. But for the spirit of the class, for the spirit of the discussion, right? How many of you want to actually meet Krishna? Can we have a show of hands? Some people back there. That's one more time. How many of us want to actually meet Krishna? Haribo. So, it is possible. It's very possible. So, Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. And why I'm tying this up? Because so far we just discussed everything. Going back to Krishna, what do you do? Subtle, external, all of that we discussed. What is the ultimate? What are we going to do? We all think like that, right? To do this, we want something. That's our material mentality, our worldly mentality, right? So everyone wants to meet Krishna. So Bhagavad Gita 11.55, Krishna clearly explains 5 things we do and we go back. 5 things. Okay? Let's look at it. Mat karma krim mat paramo, mat bhakta sanga varjita, nirvaya sarva bhuteshu, yah samameti mandva. So only 5 things. Just do these 5 things and you are all set. You can do that. Right? Mat karma krim. Do your all activities for pleasure of me. Do it for my pleasure. Do it Krishna's thing, do it for Krishna's pleasure. All activities. That means what? Bring it back to what we discussed. Everything should be adopted in Krishna. We offer that. I had once asked this question to Jayadvath Maharaj. Maharaj, to work, I do not remember Krishna. I don't remember even K for Krishna. I don't remember anything. Right? I never remember. Though I have Krishna in front of me also on my desk, but I don't remember. So he said that whatever earnings you have, offer some earnings to Krishna. So like that. But we will do it in different ways. Right? We offer our services like we just discussed. Do everything for Krishna's pleasure. All your activities. But understand that Krishna's position and understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality. Very, very important. Because without that, if it is not drilled in our head, we are not able to do that. We have to understand his position, we have to understand he is the Supreme Personality of God, and then we can doubt our activities. Otherwise, you don't want to do anything for anyone else without knowing, right? The relationship, what you will benefit by, etc. You know what to do. Now, Mat Bhakta. Once we understand this, we have to become his devotees. Level of surrender, level of samarpana. Sangha Varjita, very important. Slowly and steadily, we have to give our material attachments. We have to give away our material attachments. Give away material attachments is attaching to Krishna. Giving away our association with Maya is attaching to Krishna. It's just like the 2 dogs we have in our heart, bad dog and the good dog. Suddenly, the bad dog is barking. We cannot just say shoo, keep quiet. We cannot do that because he's used to barking. He'll continue to bark. Right? But if we keep feeding the good dog, the dog is still going to be there. But the dog is, at some point he's going to overtake. He's going to overpower the bad dog like that. So we always have to, we have to try and give our material attachments away, which will mean feed the good dog, that is, get attached to Krishna. Nirvaya Sarva Bhuteshu. Don't hold anything. This is very, very important. It's important for everything, but this this is actually most important, and we've heard this again and again. Don't hold any grudge, enmity, or negative feelings towards anyone, and more than anyone, devotees. More than anyone, devotees, because Krishna is sitting in them, Krishna is sitting in you, and Krishna doesn't like his devotees together. You can trouble Krishna, he'll take it. You can't trouble his devotees. You can't trouble anyone. And actually, you know what? How does it start? We sometimes think that we will not trouble devotees, hold any grudges or negative feelings like that, but devotees. But it can't be devotees. It has to be our outset as a whole. The devotees, Hare Krishna, Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Bahar Pyare Kaise, you can't do it. Right? It has to be. You can't have two sides. Like they say, right? People have split personalities, double personalities. Finally, last line, envy or hatred. Envy, hatred will not get us to jealousy, not. Right? 5 anarthas, 2025, we have to cut it out. Take it out, right? And it will enable us to meet Krishna. So in some way, I tried to put this together. What I thought is some decent representation of this, or some explanation of this verse. I hope it made some sense to some level. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.